Hey, I'm Amaryah, and this is my journey through code. So my name is Amaryah Lockett. I go to school at Kennasaw State University. I'm a computer science major with a minor in biology, and I am a sophomore.
Okay, pretty awesome. I'm curious to find out, how did you get into computer science?
So I started figuring out about the world of computer science when I was a sophomore, so a sophomore in high school. Okay. So after my sophomore year, I did Girls Who Code at Accenture, and so basically, like just at Girls Who Code, I had mentors, and they were all women in computer science, and they taught me like the basics of Python and other programming languages, and they just really got me interested in doing computer science.
Oh, okay. I know you mentioned that you're majoring in computer science with a minor in biology, so I'm really curious to find out, like, how did that minor come about, and what do you like hope to do with it?
Yeah. Okay, so my thought process with this was like computer science, I don't want to just do like business solutions, applications. I wanted to like apply to people more. And so I like biology and like public health. So I wanted to like intertwine the two by doing this master's program in bioinformatics, which is like, it's like health informatics and just using computer science tools to discover more into like biological research. So.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So how was your experience starting off like with Girls Who Code? How was the whole process? For anyone that's watching and is curious to find out, like, oh, like what will they have me doing?
Yeah, so at Girls Who Code, I was 16, and most of the girls were around that same age, and it was basically a 7-week program. And like the first 2 weeks, we went over like Scratch, which is like an animated whatever program. And then the next 2 weeks was web design, so HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And then the next ones were Python. So it was just like a really immersive boot camp for young girls to go to. And it just was really awesome because we had speakers who were like women who were CEOs, and all types of awesome people came.
So I'm really curious to find out, how has your experience as a woman of color in tech been?
So it's been very interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
At school, it's like sometimes I'm the only girl in the class, and then definitely more often I'm the only Black girl, which is like, it's kind of tough, but you just have to find like your community outside of your classes, because there are still other Black girls and just girls in general that are into coding. So you just kind of have to find them and find your own community with it.
Yeah. How did you go about finding like your own community? Because I know, especially freshman year and like sophomore year, I kind of like also really went through that, trying to figure out like how do I go about finding that community. So I'm really curious to find out, like, how was your experience of finding your community, and what are like some tips that you can give to people, and like people that are going through this at the moment too? Like, what can they do to find that community?
Well, I mostly found it by having mentors that tell me where to look for it. So I joined National Center for Women in Technology, and then I'm also part of NSBE, National Society of Black Engineers, and BDPA, which is Black Data Processors Association. So really just being a part of all those organizations still gave me a sense of, okay, you're not the only one, even if you're the only one in the room right now. So.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. I know you have some work experience. Can you go ahead and like tell everyone about like some of the projects, or like some of like the work experience that you've gained so far? Because I think it's really amazing and like really inspiring for a lot of people to also like get to know you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So I'm 18 years old, but I've had 3 internships.
Oh, wow.
The first one was at State Farm. The second one was at Cox Automotive, and right now I'm working at Georgia Tech Research Institute. So at State Farm, I was a web development intern, and it was so cool because I got to see like my websites actually be made and put into production, and they're like still on statefarm.com like today, which is so cool. Super cool. And then at Cox, it was like more chill, and I did like back-end work, so I can't like say, go look at this, I did this, but that was cool too. And then right now at Georgia Tech is super, super cool because I'm doing military technology stuff, and it's like I'm working with a missile approach warning simulator and building like this application that does statistics and math based on what happens in the rack or the simulator. So
that's so awesome. Like, that's super awesome. Your project sounds like really exciting. Do you have like, what are your plans for the summer? Like, I guess thinking in terms of like internships and stuff, and even when you look further like beyond graduation. I know you talked about going into bioinformatics, but I'm just curious to find out like plans.
Yeah. So this summer I actually want to chill a bit because I've been doing so much. But just my plan for graduation and afterwards, I want to get into bioinformatics or computational biology and go into like, it doesn't have to be specifically cancer research, but just some type of like disease research, but using like computing tools to figure out things. So it's like a lot of simulation and modeling with bioinformatics.
So like, I know if you were to explain simulation and modeling further to anyone that doesn't like understand that, oh, the computer science degree, you can actually apply it in this way, like how would you explain that to someone?
How computer science can be applied to other things?
I mean, like in terms of like what simulation and like modeling is, and like, yeah, like what you're doing basically.
Okay, so I can talk about what I'm doing in my job right now. So how I said it was a missile approach warning simulator. As a simulator, it like is basically mocking what a airplane sensor would get if a missile was approaching it.
Okay.
So by simulating and mocking, it's like you don't have to actually go shoot an airplane with the missile to get the data. You just build like that's more like computer engineering to me, but I guess modeling and simulation is just so you can like get figures without actually having to have real data.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm also curious now because you talked about it being more like computer engineering. I know it's something that took me a while to figure out. Like, how would you, like in your own words, to someone who's maybe like waiting to pick their major or trying to decide between like computer engineering and computer science, what are like some fundamental differences that you've seen, or how would you explain the difference to someone?
Sure. So computer engineering is more of like building a actual, like building the simulators or building something with like some electrical engineering tied into it too. But then also, you know, some of the coding side. So it's like you're building electrical engineering projects, but with coding in mind.
Okay.
So that's what I think computer engineering is more like. And then computer science is like software instead of hardware.
Okay. Totally get you. And then I guess last but not least, do you have like any advice for any women that are watching this video right now, thinking about starting a career in tech, or like they're in it? Just any advice,
Yeah, any advice, I guess. So my young girls, I'd say like, don't pass up an opportunity because you think you can't do it or you're too young for it. Like if you find this thing that you really want to do, just go ahead and do it. Don't be like scared. I guess be brave, not perfect is what the Girls Who Code mission was, and that really stuck with me. So yeah, that's my advice. Be brave, not perfect.
Be brave, not perfect.